It's been a big week at the 1 to 5 project. 3 major goals were all culminated this weekend, and I'm really proud of the outcome of all 3 of them. And I want to first talk about the 1 to 5 project and the mission statement: improve, ignite, inspire. Improve your personal standard, ignite a fire for everyone else to see, and then inspire change through that. People will notice. They'll notice and they'll pick up on what you're doing. And like my wife, it took her 2 years to come back here into the room one day and she goes, "Look, I don't know what you've been doing back here, but I need to get some of that because whatever you're doing, it's working." So when you go to the 1 to 5 website and you look at the key objectives, it's no accident that they're all action verbs that start with I, and it's because it's about the individual. It's about introspection and self-improvement, all right? And 2 of the pillars that I want to talk about tonight are invest and incinerate. Invest. You do you. It's the personal journey, and every single person is going to be unique, and you have to follow your arrow. You're going to start from a different place, and hopefully we can all end at the same place if we lay out our goals and our milestones accordingly. And then incinerate. We have to incinerate the bad habits and start creating new habits. And in order to do that, we're just going to make small incremental changes as we go. And I'm reminded of something I learned in flight school, and it was called the 60-to-1 rule. If I tell somebody to fly a heading of 360, which is north, and that person flies a heading of 359, just 1 degree off, after 60 miles, that person's going to be 1 mile off course. So 1 degree of change, one very small change over a long period of time can yield a very massive change. And if you start applying that to your own personal life and your own journey, then that's how you start to create momentum. The trick with it is, one of the things that I want to teach is how to set the goals, how to set those goals and then set the intermediate milestones and kill the short range targets. And I use the analogy of setting up dominoes. And if you ever seen one of those big giant domino competitions where the flower blooms or the building falls down or whatever, it takes them a really long time to set those dominoes up, to posture and get ready to execute. But when they start knocking down those dominoes, it's a beautiful thing, right? And that's how we set up our intermediate targets along the way. You set the dominoes up and you focus on the domino right in front of you. You kill the closest alligator to the boat. And I used to tell my football players, you just have to win the next play. Don't focus on the scoreboard. Don't focus on what everybody else is doing. You have to win your battle on this play. And if you lose, guess what? Get back in the huddle. 30 seconds later, you get to try again. So winning the next play, knocking down that next domino, you get a win. If you get a couple of wins, then you create momentum and you start really wanting to win more, and wanting to win more makes you work harder so that you can win more. And that's kind of where these 3 goals this weekend all kind of came together. I had a project that I've been working on since about February. It took me about 2 months to line up those dominoes and get everything set and get the plan down the way that I wanted it, and to really start moving into that execution phase. And once I did, I set those intermediate goals of, I'm just going to do this one thing on this day, or these 2 things on this day. And it took about 6 months to get it all worked out and all together, but I finished it. And I'm actually kind of proud of it. It's going to be another book. It's going to be a fun one. It's a life lessons type book. But it'll be out in the spring, and I'm not quite ready to let the cat out of the bag just yet because I got a couple more surprises that are going to go along with that. So I'm going to keep that one a little bit close hold for now. But that was a major win for the weekend. The second goal that I think really stands out to me is last Friday was day 75 of my 75 hard challenge. 75 days, there are 5 items on a list, and you have to complete all 5 items every single day, no compromise. If you miss one thing on one day, you start back at day 1. And I'm proud to say that I didn't miss anything. It took a little bit of discipline, a little bit of hard work, and wasn't always comfortable, but you can do it. And if anybody wants some more information on the 75 Hard Challenge, I posted a little bit on my Facebook site, kind of my 75 Hard by the numbers and what I accomplished. Read a ton of books, walked over 800,000 steps. Just a really good experience. It started to get my mind, body, soul balance back in line. And it really, really helped me. That 75 Hard Challenge really helped me focus and maintain the course to accomplish my third goal, which I'm equally proud of. back in July, me and a buddy were sitting in the pool out here, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about signing up for a Spartan race. He goes, cool, let's do it. Like, it just wasn't even a thing. So we signed up right there. We got 2 other buddies to come along, and we set a plan. We set individual training plans. First, we went out and we kind of hurt ourselves out in the desert working out a little bit because we had to identify our weaknesses. And I identified that I needed a little bit more upper body strength and a little bit more grip strength. And we set our individual training plans. We set team training plans where I set up an obstacle course out here in the desert, and we would come out here occasionally and just run ourselves to death. But the cool thing is because we stuck to the plan and we executed day to day to day, then when we got to the race, when we actually started running on the race, there wasn't a single obstacle out there that we hadn't prepared for. And that was a good feeling. Even the one that I was the most scared of was the Atlas ball carry. And it's a 100-pound concrete ball that you have to pick up from the ground, carry it 10 yards and back. And, I have a history of really bad back problems. I've already had a back surgery. So I trained really, really hard to be able to pick that ball up, and I did it. And I was super proud of that. That was probably my proudest moment of the whole thing, was seeing that hard work and that training pay off. So what's that mean to you? All right, getting back to the 1 to 5 project and that invest and incinerate mindset, those key pillars of the 1 to 5 project. I want you to focus on you. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. If somebody else is lifting and squatting 300 pounds in the gym, that's great, but that's not my journey. My journey is figure out how to get that 100-pound ball off the ground, right? And for you, you're going to have to set your own goals, and you're going to have to find your own intermediate milestones and your own short-range targets to knock down. And you can do it. Everybody can do it. It just takes a little bit of mental toughness, a little bit of discipline, and a true commitment to your own self-improvement. And once you commit to it, and you have to kind of sell out for it, there's no half-assing it. You really have to sell out for it. But once you do, and you start getting those little victories, it feels really, really good. You can go to the www.1of5project.com, and you can read a little bit more about the key pillars. There's 7 or 8 of them. I forget. I think I've added one, so there might be 8. They're all action verbs that start with I. I encourage you to go and read those. You can reach out to me directly through the website. You can sign up for email. You can contact me there. You can sign up for a free coaching session on the website. There's a pretty cool hookup there to be able to do that. You can reach out to me on Facebook at Paul White or at the 1 of 5 Project on Facebook. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Let's get to winning. See ya.